When you read your newspapers and listen to the news, we are surrounded by tragic events. Even in the last few weeks, we've had these huge earthquakes in Syria and Turkey. The last count, I believe it was 45,000 people who had died. Huge floods that are taking place in Brazil. Floods that are taking place in Australia, South Africa. Rampant fires that are going through various parts of the world. The war in the Ukraine, the struggles in some North African countries, Christians that have been persecuted in the Middle East. All of this, each and every day, we are hearing these things. And this is all prophesied and predicted by Jesus in Matthew 24. And at the end of listing of these things, he talks of the wars, the earthquakes, the famines, the pestilence, the persecution, the rise of the false prophets. At the end of that, he says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness until all nations, and then the end shall come. So there's just two things that I want to point out. The first is this: be encouraged when you see all of these things. It can be a challenge to our faith, but what we have to understand is that God is still in control. God is still in control. All of these events are taking place according to his will. Nothing is haphazard. He's not sitting on the throne in the heavens wondering what's going on and what the next step is. Not at all. So our faith and our assurance needs to be in the Lord. The second thing is to realize that this is a preparation. We're living in a time of preparation for the gospel of the kingdom to come forth. Now, the gospel is the message of salvation. It's the good news. But he's talking here of the gospel of the kingdom. So I see in the world today, there are many Christians who are born again and they love the Lord and so on. But there's another aspect where the gospel of the kingdom needs to come into our hearts. This word kingdom implies authority. It implies order. The gospel needs to not just bring me to salvation, but it needs to make an impact in my marriage, my family, my finances, the way I live, the way I behave. It needs to make influence in the church. There needs to be God's order. That is the gospel of the kingdom. That is the era that we're moving into. And when order is restored, the church will be perfect. It will be exactly what God intended, without spot, without blemish. And then Jesus will come. So let's embrace the gospel of the kingdom. God bless.